Okay, Sagittarius, I just did your whole reading with these cards. Oh my gosh. This is the last reading I'm doing today, and it wasn't even recording, so I'm going to do it again for you. Sagittarius, this reading is telling me, okay, I'll start the way I normally start. This is you now. This is the Queen of Cups. This is the overall theme of your reading. This is the Star card. This is something you've learned in the past that you are to apply to this week. This is the King of Cups. This is what's challenging you. This is something we're learning right now. This is the Three of Wands. And this is more information about your theme. Okay, Sagittarius, so let's look the cards over one by one. So the Queen of Cups is someone who is emotionally sensitive. But I always say in my readings that she's someone who, and this is you now, she's someone who's older and she often oversteps her boundaries. I say that every time, but some readers will tell you that she's someone who is emotional. When I hear the word emotional, it tells me that person is getting emotionally out of balance with their sensitivities. Okay? The Star card can represent healing. In this reading, I believe it's healing. And this is the overall theme of your reading. I'm sorry, I'm tired. And this is the World card. In this position, it's showing me something that you've learned in the past that you are to apply to this week. This represents the completion of a cycle. This is the King of Cups. This is what's challenging you. The King of Cups is someone who is sensitive, who makes decisions from his emotions. He's generous, he's caring, he's emotionally balanced. This is what's challenging you, but I'll come back to that. This is the Three of Wands. You're waiting on your ships to come in. Something you're creating, something you're building. You're waiting for the pieces to fall into place. And this is you now. This is the Devil card, and this tells me more information about the theme of your reading. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm going to look your reading over, even though I've already done so, but I'll take a couple seconds just to be sure, and then I'll tell you what's going on. So when I did your reading before and it wasn't recording, what I understood was you are sensitive at this time. You are sensitive. You're a sensitive person. You're sensitive at this time. But there's something that you went through having to do with this, what we call devil energy. So it's usually an addiction or lust or a toxic relationship, probably a toxic relationship. And you are healing from that toxic relationship at this time. In the past, you had your completion. The relationship came to a completion. You completed that cycle, but you are to keep this in mind for this week, that you've learned some lessons having to do with completing a cycle. You have to keep that in mind. The King of Cups talks about emotions and being emotionally sensitive to other people's needs, to your own needs, being generous. And it's showing that this is in your challenge position. So that tells me that it's not easy for you at this time to be emotionally open or emotionally sensitive to the needs of others. So you may be emotionally closed off at this time, and that's normal. That happens when we get hurt. Okay, and the Three of Wands is talking about you creating something, building something for yourself, and you're waiting for your ships to come in. So I hope that reading made sense. I hope I didn't speed through it too fast. That you're healing, that you went through a toxic relationship, that relationship came to a close. You have to keep this in mind for this week as your lesson you learned in the past that you should be applying now, and it's showing that you are not emotionally open at this time, that it's difficult for you to open up emotionally, and that at this time you're learning how to build things for yourself, and that you're waiting on your ships to come in. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, for joining me. This is Odyssey. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Bye for now.